We finally have some nice spring weather. We got outside and started working on our pathway from the house to the bunkie. We are replacing the wood chip mulch. It's worn out, old, and almost gone. We are replacing it with this new rubber mulch. It's made from recycled car tires. It comes in these bags. Each bag, I think it says there, 8 cubic feet. So we just ordered this in from, I think it was Rona, but they only had 16 bags left in stock. So we took what we could, and we just started by lying them out each on the pathway and spread them out. We almost had enough to do it all, but we'll definitely have to keep adding to it. It didn't quite make it as wide as we originally had it, but it is a big improvement, and it's going to last us a lot longer than the wood chips. Very, very nice upgrade for our pathway. I continued working outside, enjoying the weather, by planting the collection of dahlias that I got from Costco. These are 12 dinner plate sized dahlias that I plan to grow and use for my cut flower bed. Beautiful colors, hopefully easy to grow. I've never grown them before, but excited to see what I get out of this creation of flowers. So each one of them comes in this little bag. It's got the color of them, the name of it, tells you when it's flowering, and some planting instructions. So the depth, you plant these tubers that come in these little bags about 4 inches down into the soil. So I just placed them out on the garden, kind of in the same pattern that was on the planting sheet, so that way I have a reference. When they all start growing and I don't know what color is going to go where, I'll kind of have an idea. Not really much to see, but they're in the ground, and hopefully we'll have some growth on them soon. These are the little sunflowers I started in the winter sowing containers. I finally got them into the ground. They seem to be doing the best out of all the containers that I had. I started just by putting them in beside the dahlias where I had them. Put them in a row. It's kind of straight, so we'll see how they do. They're looking really good. So again, for the cut flower garden, for the cut flower arrangements that I hope to be able to have. And beside the sunflowers, I have my Brussels sprouts. They got a little sunburnt from coming from the greenhouse into the garden, but the new growth on them looks really good, and they're looking healthy. And some rhubarb. It's doing really well. I don't really know what to do with it, but it's there. So I stuck the cabbage in beside the rhubarb. Again, it's got a little bit of sunburn on the leaves, but growing really, really well. And the peas are happy to finally be in the garden and growing. I'm trying to train them to grow up the side of the cattle panel trellis, so we'll see how they do. Over on the other side of the cattle panel, we have the green and yellow zucchinis. And some strawberries. I was able to find some strawberries in hanging baskets at the store, so I brought them home. I took them out of the little plastic hanging baskets they were in and put them into these baskets. They've got lots of fruit on them already, and this one berry is ready to ripen. Hopefully we get to it before the birds do, but I don't think that's going to happen. The mix of peonies that I also had shipped in from Costco, this is where I decided to plant them. So I started with 4. I've got 2 pink, 1 white, and 1 red there with the peony supports above them. And my anemones, I finally got them into the garden, and hoping that they will do well. They're starting to come back. They look a little squished right now. I just watered them in, but they should be fine. My little seedlings from the front hallway. I have the zinnias, and those are the lettuce, and the little peppers. I have red peppers and green peppers. They all spent some time outside in the sun. Great germination on the cucumbers. They have their first true leaves starting to grow. The basil smells so delicious and it looks amazing. And the marigolds there in the background. The tomato seedlings are looking really well. They've recovered nicely from their over-fertilization. They're really tall and strong, and hopefully they do well once they get out in the garden in a couple of weeks, waiting for that June 1st warmer date, and ready to be surprised as to what kind of tomatoes we're gonna have. Hello, friendly farmer. We weren't the only ones out enjoying the nice weather today, and this is the reason why I will never have to grow my own potatoes. We live beside, I think it's about 100 acres of a potato field. The farmers come along with these big tractors. This guy's plowing the furrows, spraying some spray down to get rid of all the weeds and pests, and getting ready to have the other tractor come behind him and plant in some potatoes. So once he gets all of the rows dug, this Sputnik comes in and has a big potato hopper on it and follows the nicely plowed rows that are made for it. And this machine drops the potatoes down into the planter and covers it back up with dirt. And they have this 100-acre field planted within a couple of hours. So it's quite a sight to see. And we spent the evening just sitting at the side of the lawn watching these guys work away, planting thousands and thousands of potatoes, ready to be harvested in the fall for some French fries.